Excuse the interruption, but I'm Sarah Hagler. Christian, Victor forgot to pack his uniform, so he couldn't play in the New Rockford game. Has this ever happened to you?
I'm Christian Kvilvang. Nope, I've never forgotten my uniform, but I have had to go commando a few times.
Okay, give me some time to get that picture out of my head.
It's nothing to be ashamed about. What could be more natural? But I am sorry to whoever has to wash those shorts.
Hello boys and girls. Today's show includes Something or Nothing, an interview with Jesse Vogt, and another new segment, Toss Up. But we'll start off the show with all things basketball. Christian, what are your predictions for the District 8 boys basketball tournament?
I think that will come down to another matchup of North Star versus St. John. Both of these teams have showed that they're the two best in the district, and I have a feeling that when it comes to the championship game, it'll be one people will talk about for a long time.
For once, I actually agree. I don't think there'll be any upsets, but who knows, maybe a team like Roulette will surprise us.
How do you feel about how the girls' game with Lakota came out?
The Lakota game was a good test for us. Even though they were missing one of their best players, Fallon Friggi, they are still tough competitors. We started off slow and didn't move our feet and got outworked by the Raiders in the first half, but we came out stronger in the second half.
Yeah, I felt like some girls didn't really come to play, and we can't do that later on against teams the caliber of Bishop Ryan and Thompson. If we want to go the whole way, we're going to have to bring our A game every night.
Christian, the state tournaments are in Fargo and Grand Forks this year. Your thoughts?
The boys' tournament this year is in Grand Forks, while the girls' is in Fargo, but neither of these two is my favorite. I enjoy Minot a lot because of the atmosphere that the fans can create by sitting on the floor, and every other gym just seems like it's too far away from the court.
I don't mind Grand Forks so much, but Fargo seems like it's really far away from the action. Yes, it's a big gym and all, but I enjoy when the crowd can have an effect on the game. Now it's time for a short break.
The game is something or nothing. The eventual winner gets an orange and black Genesis coupe, and the host is Heisler.
The boys have lost a lot of fourth quarter leads this season. Is that something or nothing?
It's nothing. The boys may have lost a bunch of these games coming down to the wire, but they have showed that they can compete with the best teams in the state. And if a few of these breaks would have went their way, the outcome would have been a different story. Maybe things will work out in the tournament when it really matters.
It's definitely something. That may be true, but in each one of those games, excluding rugby, they had a lead going into the fourth. They don't seem to have the endurance or will to complete a full game, which is key around tournament time. I also think the team misses that leadership of last year's seniors to pull them through those tough situations. What's next?
Next, the guards on the girls' team have improved their three-point shooting lately. Is that something or nothing?
Something. Even though it's only been a couple of games, seeing girls like Lexi and Peyton knock down outside jump shots will make teams respect that shot around tournament time. It will then open up the paint for players like Macy.
This is nothing. Yes, we need them to be knocking down those outside shots, but it has only been a few games, and they need to get more consistent over a long period of time. If this would have started happening earlier in the year, I would be way more impressed. But hey, their three-point percentage is still better than mine. Next!
The drop-off in the boys' free throw shooting. Something or nothing?
Something. The boys' free throw percentage is below par. This might be due to the fact that some of them are practicing their left-handed free throws during practice. Maybe if they worked on their right-handed ones, well, you know what they say. Free throws win games.
This is nothing. It's not that the boys' free throw shooting is really that bad. It's just that compared to last season's percentage and compared to this year's girls' free throw shooting, it's not quite up to par. We're shooting 5% better than our opponents this year, but 10% below the team percentage last year. What's more important than the percentage is the fact that the girls are outscoring their opponents by 12 points per game from the free throw line, while the boys are only outscoring their opponent by 1 point. We need to get to the line more often like the girls do. Next.
Finally, the girls' basketball season will be starting before the boys' season next year. Something or nothing?
This is nothing. It's been 2 weeks earlier for girls, so the boys will end the basketball season like they have in the past. I don't think anyone noticed the difference when they went to this format 3 years ago.
This is a big time something. It means that the football teams that get into the postseason will have a little more time to recuperate before starting in on a new season. The year we went to the championship game, we had 1 weekend before basketball practice started. For a lot of teams, it won't matter, but at least the schools with good football teams won't be at such a disadvantage for basketball. Now we got a short break. And now we're joined by assistant basketball coach Jesse Vogt. Hi, Jesse.
Hello, Christian.
Jesse, this is your second interview of the year. Does this make you feel pretty special?
Yeah, I'm not sure if ratings went up after the first interview that I had, but since I was asked back, I'm assuming they did.
On our last edition, you failed to mention you're the head baseball coach. How do you think your team will fare this season?
I think we lost a lot of firepower with our last year's senior group that we had, but we do have a tremendous amount of young athletes that hopefully are excited about playing baseball. Once we figure out where everybody's going to be positioned and finding some pitchers that can get us through our baseball games, we will be good to go by the end.
Heard Johnny Heisler's playing this year, so that should help you out a lot.
Hopefully.
It's tournament time for boys basketball. How do you think this year's team will go?
I think if we develop our consistency and good teamwork with the rest of the 6 games that we have, hopefully up to the regional championship game, we have a shot. We could come out and surprise a couple teams, but we just have to take it 1 game at a time, and hopefully everything works out.
All right, last question. How do you feel about seeding for the state tournament?
I think it's a pretty good idea. We've had a couple state tournaments the last couple of years where, the top 2 teams played right away off the bat. And I think seeding the tournament sets it up for a potentially huge attendance night for the championship game, great atmosphere, and hopefully a good matchup for the fans to watch.
All right. Thank you very much, Jesse. We'll be back after this message. This new game is called Toss Up, but our host is still Allie Heisler.
Thanks, Christian. First toss-up. Which drummer messes up more, Alex or Jaden?
This is obviously in reference to the pep band the night we played St. John. Twice the band came to almost a complete halt because of the drummers. I would have to say that Jaden was definitely the worst drummer that night. His interpretation of Funky Town did not make me want to get funky. I could have done a better job.
That's not saying much considering you can only play the cowbell. Alex definitely messed up more. It seemed like he had never played the drums before, and plus Jaden's only a freshman. Alex has been playing twice as long. He needs to step up. Next.
Toss-up. Who's more fun to watch this year, girls or boys?
How is this even a toss-up? The girls are way more fun to watch. We're ranked 3rd, while the boys have lost more games this year than they have in the last 4 years combined. I don't know if anyone has noticed, but we are the team with the undefeated record, and we can actually play defense.
It's a toss-up because the girls have literally played nobody. The boys have played the number 1, 2, 3, and 5th rated teams in the state, and 2 other tough games against Grafton and St. John. Our girls did beat Lakota and Rolla, but the Rolla girls barely squeaked by Munich. And defense is pretty easy when you have someone averaging 7 blocks a game. Which games draw bigger crowds? Which games have the most webcast views? I think we all know the answers to these questions. Next.
Toss-up. Worst locker rooms, North Star or St. John?
On a scale of 1 to 10 of how bad a locker room could be, the North Star locker rooms definitely get a 12. No matter how much we try to clean it, we can never seem to get rid of that gosh awful smell coming from the boys' locker room.
Yeah, North Star's locker rooms are pretty bad, but have you ever been in St. John's locker rooms? Their floors aren't very clean, and you have to get on your knees to shower in cold water. Did a Munchkin design that place? Next.
Last one. Toss-up. Best radio announcer, Jake Cooland or Mark Bigley?
It's really hard to take a side on this subject, since these are two of the best in the state, but I'm going to have to go with Cooland, because he can make any game sound exciting, and he has Coach's Corner each Saturday.
Who needs Coach's Corner when you have Bigley and his random sayings? From count it in the foul to he hit that one from the parking lot. No one really ever knows where Bigley is going to go with something, which makes him the best in the business.
That's it for toss-up. Now it's time for the big finish. Christian, who is the favorite for Boys Athlete of the Year in District 8?
This is a close one, but I think that Lucas Dick from Munich Starkweather is going to get the award. Sarah, are people really playing hooky so they can play their new Xbox Ones?
That's the rumor going around. It wouldn't surprise me if it were true. Christian, does Jaden or Johnny have a chance of making the all-district team?
They both have played pretty well in district play, but I only think one or the other is going to get the award. We're out of time. We'll try and do better next time. I'm Christian Kvilvang.
I'm Sarah Hagler. Good night, Knuckleheads.
Good night, Can Do.